'Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
Part 1. Why do we need to end radical supermajority in California? California was one of the richest and most beautiful states in the United States. Its abundance of natural resources and mild weather made California the most desirable place to live in the whole world. Unfortunately, as you know, California is no longer a desirable place to live due to lack of safety and high taxes. So how do we fix California? When I first proposed that Californians must band together to end radical supermajority in the state assembly and Senate to help stop the bleeding in California, people often ask me, what do you mean? How would this help us? In this video, I will quickly walk through how California got here and why we must restore balance in California's state assembly and state senates in order to start the process of restoring California back to its glory. This will be a two-part video. The first part, I will explain how California got to where we are right now and why we need to restore balance to California by means of ending radical supermajority in California legislature first. If you agree with my assessment, please move on to part 2, how to end radical supermajority in 2024. 2024 presents a unique opportunity for us to start taking legislature seat away from radicals. However, if we don't focus on California and work together, we're going to miss this opportunity and continue to commit California toward the current disastrous direction. If you love your life in California and remember how California has provided opportunities that enrich your life, please roll up your sleeve and help save California. For those that are immigrants like me, or younger generation where the school did not teach them civic lessons, you might not be familiar of the basic United States government structure. Without knowing them, it's difficult for you to grasp how powerful state government really is. And those decisions made by state assembly and state senate impacts almost every aspect of our lives. Most of us thought federal positions are the most powerful. Actually, no. According to the U.S. Constitution, state legislature govern each state independently. There are many things that federal government cannot encroach. For example, each state gets to decide their own abortion laws, not federal government as determined by Roe versus Wade. If you are parents in California, you probably also experienced many tyrannical laws written by California lawmakers recently, with the intent to take your parental rights away. Those are not federal laws. Those are state laws proposed and passed by our elected state assembly members and state senates. So whose fault is it that California is being run to the ground? Let's see. It turned out that Democrat has been running the show in California for over 13 straight years, with governor and supermajority in state assembly and state senate. Not saying Republican is any better, but frankly, we wouldn't know because in the last 13 years, we cannot blame Republicans' poor governing even if we want to, because they finally had no chance to even try. It's a rude awakening to realize that when we, the people, allow one party to rule so long without proper check and balance, lawmakers no longer need to listen to us. Do you know with more than 2/3 majority, radicals can pass any bill all by themselves. You don't believe me? Just go take a closer look at close to 2,000 bills they pass every year that completely reshaped California. This is really not a debate about Democrat or Republican. It's about whether you have lawmakers that listens and represent majority of people in California or not. How can we, the people, continue to allow this situation to stand? I don't need to go through this slide in detail with you. You all know the thousands of bad bills like requiring Californians to pay for others' abortion or gender change regardless of whether we agree with it or not, or encroaching to our daily life by wanting to ban our gas stove or spend taxpayers' money to help addicts shoot up more drugs. Many of you were asked to call your legislature to stop them. In each of our own recent lived experience, we all know that California is being driven to the ground by a never-ending horrific and nonsensical bad bills generated by this governing body. In here, I also want to touch this point, which I'm sure most of you heard about. So we thought we could fix bad bills or proposition people erroneously passed, right? It turns out not. You must have heard that the current state legislature and governor are up in arms about the success of the fixed Proposition 47 ballot measures. And they're actively going to sabotage it by introducing additional bills or invalidate certain good crime bills to negate the usefulness of this ballot measure. In effect, they want to make sure there are more crime in California. When does this ever end? This will only end when we start taking seats away from this governing body. Do you see it yet? Ending supermajority is only a start. Most bills require only simple majority to pass. That means 50% plus one of Assembly and State Senate. However, all bills require appropriation of funds require 2/3 majority on both chambers. To change state constitution, it requires 2/3 majority on both chambers plus people's vote. Ending radical supermajority create viable resistance to stop massive money from going toward places we don't want it to go. For example, funding sex change for children. It stopped radical state constitutional change proposal dead on its track. This is necessary first step to start changing the disastrous direction of where California is going. After the famous 10 bad bills in COVID time, I started looking into what it would take to end radical supermajority. I was hopeful that we might take a couple seats away from them in 2022. Sadly, this is the result. We not only did not win any seats, we actually lost seats in both chambers. Just to give you an example, let's look at the state assembly chart. In 2022, Democrat Party has 60 seats, Republican Party has 19 seats, and Independent has 1 seat, which make up a total of 80 seats. So after 2022 election, as I said, instead of at least pick up some seat to counterbalance, we end up as of 2023, Democrat gained 2 more seats, so that's 62. Republican Party lost 1 seat, and we lost the only independent seat we have. Should we all just give up and move out of California now? The only way to fix this is to flip state seats. If you want to save our kids in California, we must end radical supermajority first. If you want to stop the crime waves and put law and order back into California, we must end radical supermajority first. If you want to bring election integrity back to our election in California, we must end radical supermajority first. If you want to stop invasion at California's southern border and restore integrity back to citizenship, we must end radical supermajority first. Are you willing and ready to save California? If the answer is yes, please watch part 2 of this video, How to End Radical Supermajority in California. Thank you for listening.
'Cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that